from the Opus Radio News Center, this is an Opus Radio News Update.
It's another day for some potential winter weather. I'm Al Quartemont with your morning news headlines. By all indications, it will not be like last week's ice storm that knocked out power to thousands across central Louisiana. Even so, you do need to be prepared for conditions to get more winter-like as we get into the evening. Forecast calling for rain to develop in the late afternoon with temperatures falling. That could lead to a good chance of rain, freezing, drizzle, and sleet tonight. Some areas may even see some snow, especially to our north. A winter weather advisory has been issued for parts of our listening area, including now Rapides Parish, also Grant, Sabine, Natchitoches, Wynne, and LaSalle parishes. At this point, no closings have been announced except for state government offices in 11 northern parishes in the state. Keep it here, though. We will continue to update you should that all change. Another big story today for the situation with the mayor of the town of Ball. Over the weekend, Roy Hebron resigning as part of his plea deal on charges of FEMA fraud. Last night, about 100 people showing up to the town's Board of Aldermen meeting, during which they were told a decision on the future of the mayor's office would come at a special board meeting that they'll hold at 1 p.m. today at Town Hall. The board will announce an interim mayor and call for a special election in October to fill that post. A Coshada woman is dead following a single car crash in Natchitoches Parish yesterday. 63-year-old Cheryl Smith losing control of her car on Highway 71 north of Campty. Happened around 4:30 yesterday afternoon, the car leaving the road and hitting a tree. Lots of questions, not many answers in the death of an Alexandria man in police custody over the weekend. The family of 23-year-old Robert Ricks was joined at City Hall yesterday by the NAACP and other community leaders. They want to know more about how Ricks died. They do know he was tased at least once by police after being arrested Saturday night following a disturbance at a home on Applewhite. State police have taken over the investigation. They're waiting on the coroner's report, which could take 6 weeks to complete. Down in Pine Prairie, 5 teenagers, all 14 or 15 years old, will face charges of burglary, theft, criminal damage to property, criminal trespassing, and possession of a stolen property following their arrest in connection to a rash of local school break-ins. Police recovering 6 laptops and 2 projectors reportedly stolen in those burglaries. The suspects' identities not being released because of their ages. The Pine Prairie police chief will not say whether the suspects were students at the school. In state news, federal officials have agreed to let Louisiana return to its open primary system for congressional elections. The U.S. Justice Department signing off on the change, which begins with the 2012 election cycle. The open primary system allows all candidates, regardless of party, to run against each other on the same primary ballot. State lawmakers approving the switch last year. It's estimated to save more than $5 million for each congressional election cycle. Democratic and Republican primaries will be scrapped, and the congressional elections will be handled in the same way as those at the state and local levels. All candidates will run in a November election, with the top 2 vote getters then advancing to a December runoff if no candidate captures more than 50% of the vote. Southern University alumni and students, along with members of the state legislature's Black Caucus, saying a merger of Southern's New Orleans campus with the University of New Orleans will reduce educational opportunities for African American students. That was among the testimony yesterday before the State Board of Regents, which has hired a consultant to study the possible merger. That all comes at the request of Governor Jindal. Recommendations from the consulting firm will be due to the Regents by March 1st. And in Wednesday sports, an offensive explosion for the LC women's basketball team last night. The Lady Wildcats topping the century mark as Jason Tinsley's team defeats Texas Tyler 101-75 in their final home game of the season.
I thought tonight was the best game we have played offensively all year long from start to finish.
Rosalind Wilmer had 24 to lead LC. The Wildcats men's team, though, losing to Texas Tyler 81-78. LC's last 4 games will be on the road, both for the men and women. And the LC baseball team moving to 3-0 with a 13-4 win over LSUA yesterday afternoon. For the Hornets, Coach Monty Williams says the team needs to regain its toughness that made them one of the NBA's best defensive teams. Just more than a week ago, the Hornets were riding a 10-game winning streak. Now they've lost 3 straight. They'll play at New Jersey tonight. And LSU hoping it can end its 6-game losing streak when the Tigers play at Ole Miss later on this evening as well. We have more news on our Truth 104.3 Facebook page. You can always email us your news, sendlawnews@opusbroadcasting.com. I'm Al Quartemont.